Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So this is my second time recording this video because when I looked at the footage of the first time I recorded it, I looked crazy. So I decided to go ahead and record it again. So today I'm going to talk to you about secrets on growing long, thick, healthy hair. Now there's not really secrets to growing hair, but it's just like, you know, things that I've gathered up together to let you guys know, because a lot of you guys ask me so many questions on natural hair and how to grow natural hair, and I'm making a dedicated video letting you guys know how I grew it and how you can grow it as well. So stay tuned. So things that you should know, number one, numero uno. So it's very important that you switch up the placement of your updos. Now, if you want to wear ponytails all the time, you want to make sure that you don't put it in the same exact spot, because what you do is you're stressing those same strands over and over again, and it causes breakage. And that's why a lot of times you hear, like, when people do a lot of ponytails all the time, their hair starts to break off. So I would suggest, if you're going to do ponytails all the time, you do one high one day, one low the next day, even pigtails and different things like that, just to try to switch up the placement of these ponytails or of these updos, so that it won't be stressing one area of your hair over and over again. I actually don't recommend wearing ponytails all the time, but if you got to, girl, just switch it up. The next point is basically to detangle your hair from tips to root. And you might think that it's pretty easy, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you'll be surprised how many people are detangling their hair from root to tip. So the reason you want to do from the bottom to the top is just because you want to make sure that you get those little knots first and then work your way up. If you start at the roots, what you're doing is you're bringing those tangles down to the bottom, and it might not even make it to the bottom by the time you make a huge knot, and it's going to be harder to take out. It's going to take so much more time to take out, and at the end of the day you might eventually have to pull some hair out because the knot is just so big. So it's very important, start from the bottom and work your way up to the top if you want to detangle your hair. So I spoke at an event about 2 months ago, and there were other panelists there, and they really recommended detangling with a Denman brush. Now, I let people know for my hair type and for how kinky my hair is, I cannot detangle with the Denman brush, so I recommend finger detangling. Finger detangling, to me, in my opinion, is the best method of detangling, period, because you get to feel those knots and take it out gently. Whereas if you use a Denman brush or you use a comb, you're not going to really feel these tangles, so you're not going to be as delicate with the tangles as if it were to be your hands, your own hands. So what you will do is you'll probably like brush out and comb those tangles out, causing some breakage. So if you're going to detangle, I say that finger detangling is best, and of course you want to do that on soaking wet hair. So it might work for some or whatever. For me, Denman brushes and combs do not work, and I just believe that finger detangling is the best method. So yes, make sure you cleanse your hair regularly. Now, you guys might be like, duh, but you'll be surprised, because I was one of those people. When I say cleanse your hair thoroughly and regularly, I mean not always co-washing, but actually putting shampoo to your hair. Now, there are some instances where I go like 2 or 3 weeks without touching my hair, but that's on very rare occasions. That's not all the time. If you guys follow me, or whoever followed me in my when I first started YouTube, you guys would know, like, the first 2 to 3 years of my natural hair journey, I only co-washed, and what that did is created residue on my scalp, and so my scalp was very, very white. The only way that you can even take the residue off is if you continue to like press on the scalp, rub the scalp, scratch the scalp. You had to scratch it off, basically. You had to scratch it off of my scalp. It was so bad, and I went to the salon and they actually showed it to me, and I was disgusting. So ever since then, I started to shampoo regularly. So I really suggest shampooing regularly. I do my shampoo, deep condition, and my conditioning once a week for the most part. And like I said, there are some times where I go a little while without doing either, but for the most part, I'm doing it every week. If you do not want to shampoo every week, you can shampoo once or twice a month. That's still fine. Just don't hold yourself to only co-wash it and think that that's the only thing that's going to cleanse your hair. Okay, so my next point is to work in sections. Now you want to work in well, first of all, let me back up. Working in section really depends on the length of your hair. If you have short hair, of course you do not have to work in sections. When I big chopped for the first 2 years, I did not have to work in sections. I was like, this is the life. But as my hair grew longer, working in sections were imperative, just because you don't want to do all that work in detangling and then it goes ahead and it becomes matted all over again. It tangles up onto each other. So it's very easy to get the job done quicker and easier if you just go ahead and section your hair. So water is your best friend, and that is because water is the best moisturizer that you can have. A lot of people think that oils and greases give them moisture, but it's actually water. What oil and greases do is they actually seal the it seals the moisturizer in, which is the water. So when I do my hair, if you guys watch my videos, you guys know that I love this shea oil. I talk about it all the time. It's my favorite oil, and I use this when my hair is soaking wet because it really helps seal in the water, which is the moisture for my style. And then I can go ahead and style as usual, and I won't have to style again until a week after. So it keeps moisture in my hair. It seals the moisture in my hair for a week. So when I do my styles, if you're somebody that suffers with very dry hair, what you might want to try is do your hair on soaking wet hair, and then use one of your favorite oils to just hold the moisture in, and then style as usual and see if that does anything as far as moisture in your hair. So that is what I do. Water is the ultimate moisturizer. Don't be afraid of water. 95%, 95, 96, 97, a lot. Let me just say a lot of time. Most of the times I'm doing my hair on wet hair, because let me tell you, the moisture is out of this world. And I can feel the difference when I'm doing it on dry hair. There's no moisture. Good moisturizers and deep conditioning has water as the first or second ingredient. So like I said previously, water is your best friend. So if you have a moisturizer and you're trying to figure out why it's not moisturizing your hair, see what the ingredients are. Like if it's not the water in the first or the second ingredients, it's probably not going to be a very great moisturizer. You probably want to switch it up for something else. There are a lot of moisturizers, a lot of deep conditioners that are water based and that do have water as the first two ingredients in there. So what you want to do is just read the labels, and if you're somebody that suffers, like I said, with dry hair, you want to go ahead and you want to make sure that you're getting something that is water based if you suffer with dry hair. When going to bed, you want to sleep on a satin or you want to sleep on a silk pillowcase, scarf, or bonnet. And that is because when you rub your hair against cotton and things like that without protecting your hair with a silk cap or any silk or satin hair accessory, what you're doing is you're letting the cotton rub off the natural oils inside, the natural oils that are in your hair, and it's going to start to break off. So you don't want your hair to excessively be up against cotton. The next point, what's the definition of overkill? Deep conditioning overnight. People think that when you deep condition overnight that their hair is going to be popping, they're getting more moisture into their hair, they're getting the extra benefits of deep condition. No ma'am. No ma'am. And they do say that too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and that is one of the things that can be a bad thing if you do too much of it. So basically when you deep condition overnight, you're overdoing it, and it causes your hair to be lifeless, it causes your hair to be limp, and eventually cause breakage, and you'll hate the feeling of your hair. Deep conditions are meant to be in your hair for as long as the bottle says. Sometimes the most that I deep condition my hair is 2 hours, but other than that, I'm not deep conditioning my hair longer than that, because it will start to limp my hair out, and it'll start to feel stringy and straw, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. So for those that think that deep conditioning overnight will do some extra something to their hair, that's not the case. My next point is to cut off damaged ends. Now, a lot of people, I get this question a lot, like, my hair is damaged, what can I put in my hair? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, I say that because you cannot bring to life what's already dead. There are products that can help with damaged hair, not necessarily help bring it back to life, but help manage it for the time being. Eventually, you're still going to have to cut those damaged ends because they will always be damaged. Like I said, you cannot bring back to life what's already dead unless you're Jesus Christ, and I don't think Jesus is going to just do that for you, because there are other things that are more that he needs to work on more than your hair being damaged. So okay, I hope I didn't offend nobody with that, but sorry. But yeah, so like I said, it's very imperative that eventually you do cut it, because what our natural hair, or what our hair journey is more about, is health over length. I would rather have short, healthy hair than I would rather than have long, lifeless, damaged, crazy looking hair. So we're trying to aim for health. I recently got rid of my my split ends and well, it wasn't damaged, but my split ends, and my hair is looking so much better. When you cut these damaged ends, your curls pop more, and your styles pop more as well. Before I trimmed my ends, they were looking kind of crazy. My hair was looking lifeless. I wasn't liking my styles. So I went ahead and I did my thing, and now my hair is popping, my curls popping, I'm popping, shorty is popping. So if you want to be popping, you need to cut off your damaged ends and your split ends, because there's nothing you can do to revive those things. So if you have dry hair, what you want to do is use thick butters and thick deep conditioners. Thick butters is going to help penetrate dry hair more than anything thin would. So you can also try pre-pooing, and I have a video on pre-pooing, specifically on pre-pooing, that I can link below, and basically it tells you why I pre-poo, how often I pre-poo, what I use to pre-poo, because I do have a do-it-yourself pre-poo. But pre-poo, let me say real quick, it just helps to bring back the moisture that the shampoo might strip out, because we all know that shampoo eventually dries your hair out. It can make your hair dry. So pre-pooing is basically before you shampoo, and it's just going to help with the moisture that the shampoo process will probably take away. So after you pre-poo, then you shampoo, you're going to see that your hair is not as dry. So that is a thing that you can use if you struggle with dry hair a lot as well. Last but not least, take lots of pictures. Now, there's been plenty of times where I felt like my hair did not grow, but then I look at a picture from maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago, and I see that my hair flourished. So it's very, 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 very important that in this hair journey that you take lots of pictures to try to see how your growth is. And if you actually look back in pictures and look at your hair now and see that your hair didn't grow, then you can now try to figure out, okay, so what am I doing wrong? Do I need to switch this out? Do I need to cut my ends? Do I need to do this? Do I need to change this regimen? It really helps you determine how you go about your journey moving forward. You want to go ahead and you want to take pictures, lots of pictures to look back on, so you can see what's going on, like, and to see that your hair is growing. Because I bet most of you guys think that your hair is not growing until you guys look back at old pictures. Like I said, I was one myself that didn't think my hair was growing at all, and what I did was look at other pictures from a year ago, and I was like, oh, okay, my hair has grown pretty much. Like, you never think your hair is growing until you see where it's been, and that's just point blank period. So yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm also going to create a video showing you guys the hair products that I use to get my hair this long in the first place. I do have staple products that I use throughout my journey that I do think helped my hair to retain length, as well as the methods that I gave you and the tips that I gave you. There have also been some products that have helped me to grow my hair, so I do plan on doing a video on that, so I hope you guys look forward to that. And yeah, so is that all I had to say? I think that's it. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and like I said, happy healthy hair journey.